Hello again. Welcome back to the U.S. Open with Nick Bollettieri. I'm Peter Bodo from Tennis.com. Nick, today, shocking news. Venus Williams withdraws from her match. Last moment, the girl, Sabine Lisicki, her opponent, had seen her in the locker room, yet Venus calls the referee's office, says she's pulling out. She apparently has Sjogren's disease. Were you surprised?
Not really. I knew something was wrong, Peter, because when I watched Venus play the other night, her movement was very lethargic, unsure of herself. The serve, unable to focus. That's not Venus Williams. And as we all know, she's been going on and off with injuries, whatever they may be. But I'll tell you one thing. It's a shame because the Williams sisters bring so much to tournaments, Peter. But for Venus not to be able to go out and perform like a Williams, I'm happy that she pulled out, because I don't want her to go out and be embarrassed and not be able to do what we've all loved watching her doing.
And in pain. You know, it's a disease that apparently gives you a lot of joint pain and affects makes you lethargic.
But remember, Peter, the Williams have based their games on power and movement.
Right.
Because when they hit the ball so hard and not be able to get to a defensive ball, that's not the way that hurts them.
Well, that was bad news for American tennis, and there was also some good news today. Madison Keys played a terrific match, at least for the first 5 games and then some, on Louis Armstrong Stadium to start today's program against Lucy Safarova. And another American girl, Christina McHale, beat Marion Bartoli, a very tough out on hard courts.
Hey, beating Bartoli's not easy. First of all, she stands on top of the baseline, 2 hands on both sides, every once in a while looking up at her father. She beats the tar out of the ball. That's a heck of a win, because she hits the ball up on the rise. Very much like Monica Seles. Big win. Let's go to the other match. The young McHale. No, not McHale, but
Madison Keys.
Madison Keys. Today, Peter, that was a sign of being a youngster. She had a chance to really win that match, but she waited when she had the chance for the opponent to make the mistake. And you remember, the great champions go out to win. They don't wait for the opponent. So that's a great learning experience today.
Was it a typical match for you've seen so many 16-year-olds in that kind of a position. Was it a typical 16-year-old's mistake?
Yes. And you know, it's almost impossible to prepare a youngster mentally. You know, you can say you're out on the big stage, this is going to happen and that's going to... Hey, when you're out there, millions are watching you. Main thing, and Americans are counting on you, but she has a bright future.
Well, now this theme goes on a little bit because you understand are pretty big on Donald Young. We've known the name. He's played, I think, 7 times here or something, usually with a wild card. He's been a bit disappointing. He's been up and down, but he's sort of cracked the top 100 now. I know you're thinking he might have a good day tomorrow against Stan Wawrinka. Tell us why.
You were very kind when you're saying that he hasn't come to his potential. When he turned pro at 14 years old, I was one of the few guys in the country that supported that. As the years went on, we all know that he has the talent. He's a lefty, great hands, but he's now 22 years old. He played brilliantly yesterday in his first round. Now he's playing against a big hitter, Wawrinka. Big guy, big one-handed backhand, big forehand, but a little loose mentally. Me, watching Donald play the other day, his weapon of the cross-court forehand to a one-handed backhand has to be more penetrating. That's what makes Nadal when he pounds against a Federer or a one-handed backhand. I believe tomorrow Donald will have to gamble a little bit, serve well, serve out wide to the ad court. Yes, the advantage goes to Wawrinka, but if Donald can stay in there, he anticipates extremely well. The audience going to be behind him, but you're playing against a big hitter. Donald, we wish you good luck tomorrow. Yes, the advantage goes to Wawrinka, but it's time for Donald to pull a big upset.
And the biggest name in American tennis is also on tomorrow, Serena Williams, and she'll be playing a girl who's trained at Nick Bollettieri's, Michaela Krajicek. She struggled. She had terrible problems with injuries. She's a former Wimbledon quarterfinalist, has been trying to break through in challengers again and qualifiers. She made it here. She's into the second round. What kind of a chance do you give her against Serena Williams?
Well, she's a wonderful girl, and we all know about her brother Richard, too, who was a fantastic player.
Wimbledon champion.
Wimbledon champion. And the young lady is a terrific lady, but a little unsure because everybody said, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And she's had some injuries. She's gotten a little out of shape, but she's worked herself back in. But when you play against Serena Williams, you're playing against the best of the best. She's got to come out, enjoy the moment tomorrow. But remember, when you have an opportunity against Serena, you've got to go for it. You can't say, please miss the ball.
Well, that's our Day 3 wrap-up from the U.S. Open. I'm Peter Bodo with Nick Bollettieri. We'll see you again tomorrow.